A Springfield woman has admitted to stealing more than $40,000 from elderly nursing home victims and her employer by using her former role as a Medicaid consultant to steal victims' financial information. Kelly Giberson pleaded guilty to 22 counts, including 6 counts of larceny over $250 from a person over the age of 60 and 6 counts of forgery. A judge ruled Giberson will spend 2.5 years behind bars, followed by 5 years of probation.